Hi everyone, welcome back to the next diecast. In today's video, I'll be doing an unboxing and a quick review of this 1/18 scale 2019 Ford GT made by Maisto. I bought this model off of Amazon Warehouse Deals for only $13. I thought that was an excellent deal. And as you can see, it actually came in a Sam's Club box, so I'm not really sure how that happened. I guess at some point in the last couple years, because Sam's Club began selling Maisto models in this style of box in 2020. It was probably bought by somebody at Sam's Club and somehow resold on Amazon. And as you can see, it came in a pretty heavily damaged box, hence why it was listed on Amazon Warehouse Deals for so cheap. I'm not going to save this box. It is just completely just trashed. This is actually one of the worst boxes I've gotten from Amazon Warehouse Deals. Yeah, the whole bottom is pretty much caved in too. And it looks like the car was actually taken out and then put back in backwards. We'll see if there's any actual damage to it. And this is a quick review because I already did a review on this Maisto Ford GT. My brother actually has the yellow 2017 version, and he also actually has this exact version too. But we're going to go ahead and get this model out of the box and see what I got myself into here. But wow. Let's just see. Let's get it out here. Yeah, look at that. That's all ripped up and everything. Let's just pull this out here. Yeah, this is going right in the trash. Here's the base with the model on it here. I don't think there's any damage to the actual model. It's just very dusty, as you can see here. So we'll get these straps off and we'll get it unscrewed from the base, see what we got ourselves into here. I kept seeing these GTs at Sam's Club and I kept passing them up. And then finally I was kind of browsing Amazon Warehouse Deals, die-cast cars, and then this one came up. So I figured, you know, why not? And this comes with the cool Golf livery too that you saw in 2019 models of the real car. Of course, this one does not have the racing numbers on it. They were options on the real GT. You could get it just like this model was with the Golf livery, but no like racing numbers on it. The screws appear to be stuck. That's so weird. Let's see if it's... There we go. All right, here's the bottom. Carbon fiber texture, which is cool to see. Let's get these straps cut off, see if there's any damage to the... I don't think there is, though. Yeah, I'll need some scissors for that. All right, there we go. And last one. All right, let's get these off. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, there's our model. 2019 Ford GT. Steering looks all right. Of course, you have the opening hood. This should be stiffer. It might have been opened at some point. You have this engine cover back here, which actually is popping out a little bit, it seems like. It opens up like so. And then, of course, we have these iconic opening rising doors. All right, I'll get this cleaned up and then we'll do a review. All right, let's take a look at this 2019 Ford GT made by Maisto. Now, I decided to make this into an unboxing and a quick review video instead of doing an unboxing as one video and then having kind of a separate, more in-depth review video, because I already did a review of Maisto's 2017 Ford GT, which is largely similar to this one. My brother actually has the yellow version, and I reviewed that a couple of summers ago. And he also has this 2019 version too. But Maisto currently makes models of the 2017, 19, and 21 Ford GTs. And they're all pretty much identical in terms of just overall look and finer detailing, and I guess in terms of quality. But they're going to be different in terms of what colors you will be finding them in. So in 2019, Ford did release this kind of special Golf livery package for the Ford GT. You could either get it in this kind of color scheme that you see here, where you have the light blue with kind of the semi-glossy orange stripe going down the whole length of the car, and silver wheels. Or you could get it in kind of this same paint scheme and have carbon fiber numbers on your doors. I think the numbers were like either 3 or 6 or something like that. Now, Maisto makes a model of the 2021 Ford GT, and that version is kind of like a heritage edition where it has gold wheels, white paint, I think black and red striping, red seats, and it has the racing numbers on the side. Now, when Maisto released pre-production pictures of this 2019 Ford GT, they did show it with the racing numbers on the doors, but Maisto actually, I think, removed those prior to the production of this model. And I was kind of bummed out to see that, but then Maisto did release the 2021 Ford GT that had, the racing livery and the racing numbers on the doors. So I thought that kind of made up for that. But this model is pretty much identical in terms of detailing to the 17 and 21 versions of the model, but we'll go ahead and take a look at it, kind of like a quick look, I suppose. And as I say in my video that I did of the 2017 Ford GT, they really do a great job of capturing the overall look and shape of this car. This is actually the only budget 1/18 scale GT that you can get in terms of the 2017 to a 22 model. And in the front here, just an excellent overall job with the look and shape of these headlights. They're nice and flush with the body, as you can see. Nice kind of bulb detailing. You have all kinds of grills and kind of carbon fiber textured plastic on the front end as well. And nothing is like actually perforated, but Maisto I think still does a good job of the overall look. Then you have this nicely embossed Ford badge on the front here. It might actually be a little bit better looking than the 2017's badge, because as Maisto produces models for longer periods of time, they tend to improve some on their kind of finer detailing. The paint, I would say, is also very well done. I did get this from Amazon Warehouse Deals, as you saw in the previous part of the video, so it did have some slight kind of damage up here. I can always fix that later, but this was just a defect due to the model being, having damaged packaging. Yours will not come with this if you happen to order yours new. But this was, a $14 as opposed to a $40 purchase from Amazon Warehouse Deals. So it did have some issues with like the box and whatnot. But if you get yours new, you won't be seeing this kind of rubbing off here. But aside from that, the light blue and the orange looks awesome. I've always loved the Golf livery on, Ford GTs. It just looks really cool. I think it pairs up well with just the overall look of the car. Of course, the blue is not a metallic blue. It's kind of just a very light kind of baby blue, but nice and smooth throughout. And the orange striping you see, that is actually painted on there. It's not, a giant sticker. This is kind of a semi-glossy finish. I feel like having a matte finish would have really looked cool, but this sort of semi-glossy look with the orange stripe, I think, looks equally as awesome. Kind of see a similar paint scheme on the 2021 Ford GT that Maisto makes. Although I think that one has 2 stripes as opposed to just one big single stripe. So that's just cool to see that. And then taking a look at the side here, awesome job with these wheels. They're identical on all 3 different versions of the model. On this one, you have kind of a brighter silver look as opposed to either the gold look or the darker gray look on the other 2 versions. And of course, you do have full steering and suspension, which is nice to see. And the suspension is actually pretty good for a low car back here. Functional intakes on the sides here, which are very cool. And you have the nice kind of grills. Again, they're not perforated. They're just kind of textured plastic, but I think Maisto still does a good job with the overall look of them. Then you have these side mirrors, a little bit loose. If yours come this loose, I would recommend pulling them out and maybe putting like a tiny drop of glue and putting them back in so they kind of stay still. But these mirrors feature a silver treatment as opposed to being either all black carbon fiber or body colored. I think that kind of creates a nice accent feature on the car. Very cool to see. The turn signals back here are just painted on, unfortunately, but I don't think that's a big deal. And there's the brake disc and calipers. I don't know if I mentioned those or not. They're actually pretty well detailed too. Nice looking taillights, as I say in the video of the 17 model. And then you have this GT badge up here and the Ford Performance plate and the exhaust pipes. And this car just looks so cool from all angles. I think Ford really did a good job with the overall kind of look they were going for with this car. And it is, I think, coming to an end in production after 2022. So we'll see if they release another GT supercar after this one. I highly doubt it, but it would be kind of cool to see them do another, I guess, iteration of the GT. But yeah, just overall, very cool looking car. You do have a little tiny front trunk. This is a little bit looser compared to the front trunk that I showed on the 17 version. Not too much to really see in there. You have a nice texture, I guess, but There is a big gap actually between the trunk piece and the windshield. Kind of strange, but if you look at it from like up here, you can't really tell that there is a gap there. And then of course you have the opening rear engine cover, which opens up like so. Kind of stiff, and I feel like the one on the 17 opens up higher, but whatever. You can still kind of see it through this window back here. Nice looking engine block. There is some finer detailing, powered by Ford, kind of imprinted on in silver. You have kind of a nice carbon fiber texture going on the entire block here. There really isn't a whole lot to see up above on the real GT's engine, as you can probably see in like photos. There's the EcoBoost symbol on there. This is a V6, I believe. And you have some, you know, finer detailing with the silver and stuff. But overall, it's identical to the 17 and the 2021 versions that you'll see. There's kind of a gap here. If you get a darker color for any of the GTs that Maisto makes, you won't be seeing this big gap for the engine cover. But on brighter colors like the yellow and this light blue and the white, you will kind of see that. But from a far distance, it really is not a big deal. It's kind of hard to, you know, see that. So, and then of course you do have the opening doors, which open up like so. Very cool, and it's really cool to put the car up on the shelf like this. Of course, if this were the real GT, the doors would open up a little bit higher, I think, but I think Maisto does a good job for the most part with these doors here. They're nice and sturdy, and they actually do click into place when you do shut them. But they have a nice kind of carbon fiber texture going on the lower portions. And then on the door panels, you do have some detailing. There's actually two AC vents right here, kind of hard to see from this angle. And you have all this kind of carbon fiber texturing going on too. Just hard to see the detailing on the door panels because of the way that they open up, but I guess there's kind of a better look there. There really isn't too much on the real door panels in the first place, so I think what Maisto does, I think they do a good job with. And then you do have some decent detailing on the dashboard and center stack, just like on the 17 version. If we can get this focused a little bit better. There we go. You have kind of a nice carbon fiber texture going on and a kind of leather pattern as you see on the steering wheel. And you have the gauge cluster behind that that's done in a sticker, and then you also have the GPS screen as well. I think some more buttons could have been colored in, but Maisto didn't really do that. At least the buttons are kind of in the accurate spots and have the accurate shapes to them. And the overall look of the steering wheel looks great too, and you even have the kind of the paddles back there as well. And this kind of row of buttons I think should be painted on right here in the center between the seats. The exclusive version of this that Maisto makes will have more detailing on the interior and also side windows. I think, talk about that version in my video of the 17 GT. And then the seats are also very well done. They're kind of wedged against each other, just like on the real car, but Maisto, I think, does a good job with capturing the overall look, shape, and pattern of the seats. And you even do get seat belts. They're just very hard to see, but overall, pretty similar stuff to the 2017 GT, and I imagine on the 2021 GT, it'll also be kind of similar. So this is just kind of a quick look at the 2019 Ford GT by Maisto, kind of compare some of its details and colors that you would see on the 17 and 21 versions that Maisto is also currently making. I think you can still get all three versions. So it really is up to you in terms of which year you want to get, because Maisto kind of details them the same in terms of just finer detailing and quality, but you will kind of see different, you know, colors and maybe some textures on like the wheels and the paint jobs, depending on which year you opt for. But yeah, I hope this is kind of a helpful look at the 2019 Ford GT by Maisto, and feel free to comment down below with your thoughts on the model, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.